Hey everyone, welcome back once again. So today I'm going to be doing my top 10 newborn must-haves or baby must-haves in general. Some things that I will be talking about are just like throughout the newborn stage, and the other things are just, you can even use on your toddler, but these are just things that I found to be extremely helpful through like my motherhood stage so far, and I feel like without these things I would literally, like, I don't know what to do. So I literally have a paper, like I made a list of things, and I have some stuff here that I will show you, that I definitely you have been using a lot. And I feel like if when I was pregnant, if I would have watched a video like this, I know there's like a bunch of videos on YouTube about like newborn must-haves or like baby must-haves, but like I wanted to see like the real deal, like what you will actually need for your baby. So like I'm just gonna like be really real with you and tell you a couple things, and maybe I will mention more than 10 things, but mostly like the top 10 things that I've really used. So number one would be a swing or a bouncer. I will try to insert pictures of what I mean. A swing is basically just like a little bed thing that just swings side to side or like back and forth, and I feel like it was extremely helpful because I had, when she came home, she was in the NICU because she was a preemie, but when she came home there was a lot of times that I needed to do things and I just like didn't know where to, like, what to do with her. So I feel like putting them like in a swing or like a little bouncer while you do stuff is really helpful, and it helps them keep super calm. Like, she loves her swing and her bouncer. Right now she's in her bouncer actually, and she loves to be bounced. The second thing would be a bassinet or a crib. As you can see in the back, that's her crib. But for the first month at least, what I used the most was the bassinet. I feel like the bassinet was super helpful because I could just put it next to my bed and I didn't really have to get up every time and then go to the crib, pick her up, and then so I always had the bassinet next to me. But right now she's getting too big for it, so now I'm actually putting her to sleep in the crib. So I feel like definitely a bassinet is a must need. You don't necessarily need to buy like a super expensive crib. You can use like a pack and play or whatever, but yeah, I would say that I found a need to use both of them, so I'm not really using the bassinet that often anymore, but you can have your baby in there until they're like 4 or 5 months. I'd rather, like, she likes to have her space, like move around, like she loves to move around, so I'm not gonna have her like somewhere where she's like, her space is confined. So yeah, those are two things that I would say. The third thing would be something that I actually heard a lot about before I even had her, and I knew that I was gonna buy it eventually when she needed it. I was gonna buy it right away because I didn't know if she was actually gonna use it. But you know how in the hospital when your baby is born they give you like a bulb syringe? I thought that was super helpful at first, but like after a while she was getting so congested and it wasn't working that I was like I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't want her to, like, obviously like suffocate with her like own boogers or like stuff. Yeah, so anyways, what I bought was, it's called the Nose Frida. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's like super famous, but it basically looks like this. This is what it looks like. How you use this is you basically put this like on their nose and you suck their boogers out. Like, it has a filter. It won't, like, you won't be actually sucking the boogers out, but like it has a little filter, and like the boogers just like they come in through here, and you just wash this or whatever, and then, but this is extremely helpful. I don't know what I would do without this. This gets rid of her boogers like immediately. It's amazing. I definitely recommend you try it if you have like a super stuffy baby like mine. This is a must-have. So obviously something else that helps with the stuffy nose is I've used this like religiously. It's the Little Remedies, the sterile saline mist. Basically, just any well, not any, like obviously for babies, but sterile just saline spray or mist drops or whatever. This is amazing. Like, it is awesome. What I do usually is I spray some of this in her nose, and then I wait like 15 seconds, and then I suck the boogers out with the nose Frida. And usually I get a lot out, and like she acts like immediately like if she's super relieved. So I definitely recommend you get this. Number 5 would be pacifiers. Not every baby likes pacifiers, but most babies do. And if sometimes you're doing something at, like, you know, if you're eating or if you're just doing something important and your baby starts crying or like just giving you a really really hard time, I know it can be like super overwhelming. So pacifiers are definitely something that, you know, helps them, soothes them. I'm gonna show you. She has a little wubbanub, but really any pacifier would do. I don't know why, but ever since she was born, she's never liked the like other pacifiers. She only likes these, like the green ones with. I don't know why, but she doesn't like any other pacifiers. So I recommend you try those. Most babies are like, they love those pacifiers. So it's, or like when they're in the car and they're screaming and you don't know what to do, you give them a pacifier and then they calm down. So yeah, it's like a mom hack. Like, it totally works. Not for every baby, it works for mine, but I don't know if it'll work for your baby. So, but yeah, the number 6 would be gripe water. You can really get like any brand of gripe water. I think they're all the same, but I got like the Babies R Us brand. It's basically the same thing as like I forgot what brand it is, but it's basically just the same as any other gripe water. This is awesome for, I mean, like the first couple of weeks she used to have a lot of colic, so I would give her like some gripe water and I think it would really help her like poop and stuff. So this works for upset stomach, gas, teething, and hiccups. And now I don't give it to her for colic anymore because usually she doesn't deal with colic as much because she's getting bigger. But so like I was saying, she doesn't deal with colic as much because she's growing, like she's getting bigger. So I usually just use it for hiccups because I don't know why, but babies tend to get hiccups like all the time. So I would just give her a little bit of gripe water and her hiccups will be gone like right away. So I think it's helpful for that. And she hates having hiccups, so I definitely think you should try it. Number 7 would be Mylicon. When she was dealing with colic, it was like so sad, like watching her scream because she was in pain, that I didn't know what to do. So I asked the doctor what I could use, and he said to use Mylicon. It's basically, it looks like this. It's like gas relief drops, and I think the couple times that I've used it, because I don't use it very often, only if like she's like really, like I can tell that her stomach is bothering her, or like she really has a lot of gas and she can't get them out, I give her some of that, and usually like in about 20 minutes she's like farting out. Like it really helps her. Number 8 would be a baby monitor. You don't need to get a baby monitor. I don't really need it, because like we sleep in the same room. But even though like we sleep in the same room, during the nighttime, if you know she's sleeping in her crib and I'm like, you know what it's like to be a parent, and like it's like 3 in the morning and you're extremely exhausted and you really don't feel like getting up, I just usually check her on the baby monitor to see that, you know, she's fine and like whatever. So this is very useful to me if you're really just tired, or if you know, if you're downstairs and you leave your baby sleeping in the crib, you know, you just want to check on them, obviously, if you're doing something. So I think this is really helpful. It's not a must-have, but I think it's super helpful. So I would definitely recommend you getting a baby monitor. And then number 10 would be a boppy. This is more for moms that are breastfeeding. At least when I was breastfeeding, like the first month, I don't breastfeed anymore. She's strictly like on formula now. But when I was breastfeeding, I used to use the boppy. And one thing about motherhood is you get a very sore back because you tend to bend a lot, like to change your baby, or if you know, just in general, like you just tend to bend a lot. So I've actually been having a lot of back problems because of that. So I think the boppy for breastfeeding moms would be like really good. You should definitely try it if you're breastfeeding. It totally helped me at the time that I was doing it. Now I just use it to, like, I put it on my back and like I can rest on it, and it helps me a lot too. So you can use it for that too. So besides like the things I just talked about, something else that I would add to it would be a humidifier, or what else? Yeah, a humidifier. If you tend to get a stuffy baby like mine, a humidifier would definitely like help a lot during the nighttime when they're sleeping, and like they won't get like super congested and they can't breathe. So I definitely recommend you get one. So I would be inserting pictures, or like I would just put, like, I'm gonna put stuff in the description. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and I'm sorry I'm talking super fast and I'm just trying to make this video like super quickly. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, concerns, comment down in the comment section. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.